Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the autumn raid that has come to DB Legends, and basically, to cut a long story short, how you can get all of the rewards. Now it's pretty straightforward. The autumn raid drops autumn raid medals. You'll get the majority of them from your missions, and also you'll get the majority of them from your limited attempts that you do per day. Now, there are units that will increase the drop rate of the medals. There are also units that will be more beneficial in terms of combat in the actual raid. You're going to want a combination of both of these, and we'll talk about that when we get to the actual raid unit build section. But basically, to cut a long story short, there's 700 chrono crystals and 100 Legends Limited Z power that you can obtain. There are missions that will also give you a 500 head start in terms of autumn raid medals, but these are tied to limited time attempts. So you make sure that you are doing as many attempts per day as you can. It's very, very important. Now, in terms of everything else, that's pretty much everything you need to know. Honestly, there's not too much, I would say, that people need to consider outside of that. I think for the most part, everything here is relatively straightforward if you've done a raid before. You want to have a battle bonus character, of course, that will be your primary attacking unit. And then you also want to have your support members be characters that have bonus drops. So when building your team, that'll be the two focal points. Boujack is also a yellow type unit, so making sure that you have a red unit will be most beneficial here to help speed up the process. So red battle bonus preferable. If not, there's a free to play option with the blue Boujack, and you can just kind of progress from there. In terms of selecting units, it's very simple. Battle bonus for your attacker, and then everyone else in your support system should be a bonus unit so that you can increase your medals and medal drop rates. You get two types. You get medal drop increase and percentage increase. Do a good mix of both, just to guarantee that guarantee that drop, and then also to guarantee the additional medals as well. Now, in terms of everything else, that's pretty much it. Obviously, try to focus on having a red battle bonus character if possible, and you can look at working on equipment and things, and you can do a little bit of like arts boosting because heavy attacks do apply here, but it's not necessary. Like, rather do that if you're using a PvP unit, centric unit that you may or may use for PvP at a later point. So don't feel the need to do that, necessarily. Now, in terms of everything else, the actual raid itself is very simple. If you're someone who's done a raid before, hasn't done a raid before, raids are very, very, very simple. They work just like hyperdimensional co-op, so they work very similar to hyperdimensional co-op. The boss will have a shield. You will reduce the shield with a combination of attacks. You want to use this time period to build up your Rising Rush by collecting Dragon Balls. Once you've managed to collect Dragon Balls, then basically you will use your Rising Rush once the boss's shield is down. Unlike hyperdimensional co-op, the boss does not change typing, so that's why it's preferable to have your type advantage. But honestly, most times out of 10, if you both have battle bonus characters, like if you both have characters that are on the battle bonus spectrum, then generally speaking, you don't struggle. Like, you don't struggle a lot with the doing damage. You'll clear out the boss's shield, and then you will relatively easily defeat the boss with a single Rising Rush. If you do not have the Rising Rush, or you don't manage to defeat the boss, or you both hit it at a different time, or whichever situation it ends up being, then of course you might have to go for a second round. So you might have to go through the shield again. But generally, most times, if players just hit their Rising Rushes at the correct time, then most times you don't actively have a problem. Like, you're not going to end up having a huge issue or anything with damage. You should come out pretty fine, as you can see here. So we'll obviously time it properly. You both time it properly, and then you'll defeat the boss, and that's it. You have your 3 limited time attempts per day. Those will give you bonus medals. So I would say it's probably, if you're looking to really reap the benefits, mandatory to play the 3 times per day. And we could potentially get another boss as well with a secondary raid medal. because the way the mapping is framed out shows that we could definitely get a second boss, kind of like the Go 10 raid. So definitely looks like they're going to do that. You can also farm Saga from the Z medals, another way to farm those medals, which a lot of players I'm sure will want to complete the missions to get the bonus chrono crystals. But yeah, that is pretty much everything you need to know. Obviously, you can exchange at the exchange shop. You exchange your autumn medals there for the Legends Limited Z power, as well as also for the chrono crystals. It's a step up system, so it gets more expensive each time.